Millimeter wave spectrum will deliver the fastest version of 5G services, and after 6 months of semi-secretive auctions, the Federal Communications Commission has finally announced the winners of 28 GHz and 24 GHz U.S. spectrum. The commission raised over $2.7 billion across the auctions, and the winners were mostly major players in the telecom industry. AT&T bid over $982 million for 831 24 GHz licenses, T-Mobile bid $803 million for 1,346 24 GHz licenses, and Verizon bid $505 million for 1,066 28 GHz licenses. Almost 60 bidders pre-registered for the 24 GHz auction, including cable companies Cox and Frontier, as well as a variety of smaller regional carriers. Verizon and AT&T notably used the auctions to augment their prior millimeter wave holdings purchased from other companies, enabling them to expand upon the early 5G services tested and launched on those frequencies. T-Mobile won enough 24 GHz licenses to establish itself with millimeter wave towers, having previously focused almost exclusively on a strategy of using low-frequency and mid-band holdings for 5G. Recognizing the spectrum's potential, the FCC offered significant discounts for small and rural bidders to encourage competition. But the most notable winning bidder besides the big three carriers were U.S. Cellular, which won 590 licenses for $254 million. Though the FCC announced a $702 million haul for 28 GHz spectrum in late January, and proceeds of just under $2 billion from its first phase of 24 GHz bidding, a second and final assignment phase pushed the latter to $2.024 billion as of its close late on May 28. The Commission's bidding process dragged each auction out for over 2 months, and with gaps between auctions, bidders' identities have remained secret since last November. Auction participants fought for geography-specific rights to millimeter wave spectrum, such that one carrier could buy rights to 24 GHz spectrum in central Utah, while another might have already won 28 GHz spectrum in the same area. While the two types of spectrum aren't identical, they're very similar to one another, and either will enable a carrier to deliver multi-gigabit data rates with extremely low latencies, assuming they're willing to install many small cell radios within an area to distribute the high-speed but short-distance millimeter wave signals. Millimeter wave spectrum was considered to be all but useless for consumer devices several years ago, as the hardware necessary to send and receive millimeter wave signals tended to be satellite dish or oven-sized.